Yeah, I'm living my best life. I wake up.
Hello, welcome to another episode of A Lot of Alexis. I am so excited to be here again, and I have a special guest with me. In episode 2, I had my sister Abby on, and apparently the internet thought she slayed. So she's here to, 1, tell me what slay means, and 2, enjoy another quality sister episode.
Thank you.
You're back.
Yes, I'm back. Thank you for having me again. I'm very excited. I would like to touch upon something today.
Okay.
How different our dating lives are.
Oh, yeah. Well, lack thereof for me, honestly.
Well, yes. Even when you were in high school and the dating life then, up until my dating life now.
Okay. Well, we can get right into it.
Let's get into it.
Very different.
Scarily different.
Well, the thing is, the main thing that makes it so different is I didn't do much dating. You know, we're going back to high school because that's when I met my husband.
Tom Cruise. He looks just like Tom Cruise.
Yeah, we do get that everywhere. We used to go out and people would literally stop us, and it was either Britney Spears for me. I had like slightly different blonde hair then. Britney Spears for me, or Tom Cruise. And it was like every single place we went, we would get that or that. But yes, so I was with him, and then that was it.
Yeah, tell your love story.
Well, I'm going to have to, because you're asking about dating, and there really wasn't any of that. So when I dated, it was who was going to end up being my husband, which is pretty cool. So, I mean, at the end of the day, there were times where I would be in short little flings with different people, and he had a relationship with somebody else through high school. Just like, yeah, it's so weird to think when like you were with somebody else and someone else was with the person you end up with. Like it is so weird. I saw this reel the other day, and it was this woman. She goes, yeah, you know, sometimes you just live through your life and you remember all the people you were with before, which means that, you know, your husband was with someone before and all that love led him to you. And she goes, never mind, I'm pissed. Because it's true. You know that you both live life before. And
you guys didn't live much life before each other, though.
Yeah,
Not too much.
No.
Dating-wise.
Exactly. Not in terms of dating. So through high school, we were friends. And as crazy as it can sound, I knew we were ending up together. That was it.
Yes, you did.
You know that. You can attest to it.
I can.
I've so recently told his parents that and realized then how creepy it sounded that when I met your son, granted we were with other people, we were getting married. Total psycho. But hey, it ended up happening, so at the end of the day, I don't really give a shit.
That just teaches you about perseverance.
Yeah.
You persevered.
You know, I never thought that I believed in manifesting. However, I manifested.
You really did that shit. You really did that.
So, yeah, I mean, as far as the dating, I will say we were really, really, really good friends. And we had a first date that we didn't know was going to be our first date. We just got dinner one night. And it ended up being a date by the end of it. And we drive home, and we were kind of looking at each other like, ooh, which everybody can relate to at this point, because this is a first date thing. You're looking at each other, you're sitting in the car, and you're like, do I go for the kiss? Do I not? It was that kind of like, ugh.
How old are you, 17, 16?
I was, yeah.
Around there.
17. So we pull into the driveway to our house, and where it's that weird vibe that's going on where you're like, is something gonna happen? Like, I don't really know. Well, nothing happened because Mom opens the front door. So we're in the car with the windows up, like she opens the front door to the house.
Uh-huh.
Hey guys! Hey! So, okay. I mean, love her to death for it, but wasn't the time for a kiss. That's fine. And we go in and, you know, that was that. It was a great time, great night, but
history.
yeah, the rest is history. Obviously, there was a first kiss.
Obviously.
But no, I mean, he was exploring colleges and I was still in high school, so him looking for a college to go to was actually the reality check he needed. He'd messaged me and was like, hey, I'm looking at these schools and I don't want to go away because I like you and I think there's something here, so why would I leave? So talk about like the dating portion. I know. Talking about the dating portion of our relationship, it was like kind of instantly figuring out, okay, we're doing this. Maybe not marriage. Maybe he wasn't there, but I was like,
I already knew this was happening, actually.
right. I think the biggest difference between you and I, it's not better or worse or it's literally just different. I couldn't date somebody that I didn't see literally marrying. And I understand how that sounds way too high expectations.
Yeah, now I go in with, if I set my expectations low, I can't get too disappointed.
Nowhere to go but up.
However, now I've just been through a couple things recently that if I can't tolerate you for an hour dinner, you will never see me again. It's not like, ooh, maybe it was just a rough one. Sayonara. Blocked.
I mean, to be fair, you should be able to talk for an hour, right?
I mean, duh. If someone can't talk to me, who are you talking to? I don't shut up.
Yeah, that's true. Gift of gab we've got.
Gift of gab.
And we give people, like, we do understand that people aren't like us with the talking.
Right.
But you have to be able to, like, keep up or, yeah.
If you can't keep up with this.
You've had some promising suspects over the years, though. And the crickets mean you feel otherwise. At the time,
so I guess my first serious relationship was senior year going into college. And, you know, we were good, whatever. Sent me roses on our, like, 8-month anniversary, whatever it was. He went to this small D1 school to play soccer. Surprise, I've got friends who play soccer too.
Okay.
One of my teammates went to the same college and sent me a video of this girl, nothing special, on his lap, and they were making out. And then all of a sudden he was in the hospital, and then I was gaslighting him, and
oh god,
it turned, yeah, so that was one.
Okay. Hospital unrelated to the girl sitting on him.
Cut the camera.
Yes.
And then, yes, it was unrelated.
Okay.
And then we get into a football player, just toxic. That didn't really go anywhere.
Okay.
Then I meet this guy who's a couple years older than me at school. We were in this big friend group. No one knew we were really talking. He had just gotten out of something. Whatever, right?
Yeah.
So my best friend at the time, don't speak to her anymore, but she always had to be with the person that I was with's best friend. That was just something about her. So if I was with someone, she would have to be with the best friend.
Okay. And how often did that happen?
It was twice, but it's too many.
Okay. No, I was going to say, the fact that even happened more than once is wild.
Correct.
But okay.
Just obsessed much. So then, they're best friends, so they buy us a plane ticket to Miami for winter break. We went for like a long weekend or something. And I wasn't even dating this kid. Like, we were still talking.
So, side note, was this the trip that you got all your stuff stolen on?
Not my stuff, because
Okay.
I'm the only one with a brain cell that went on the trip.
You are. I just put a pin, remember where you were in your history, because we go on tangents here.
We do.
But I feel like there's no way I ever could have been in a situation. So enlighten me on like the bullet points of how things were lost.
Okay, so we all get off the plane.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who had to sit by themselves the whole flight? Me. Because there's only... Yeah.
Wait, you sat by yourself on the
I
flight?
sat by myself
Okay.
on my way there, so...
So you land?
Yeah, so I'm already feeling awkward. We land. My situationship, I hate that word, leaves and goes and gets the rental car. So I'm left with Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Mm-hmm.
So we go. He gets the rental car. We don't even go to the Airbnb first. We go right to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
It was 49 degrees, by the way, when we went to Miami. Very unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to the beach. I'm shivering. They wanted to go play chicken in the water like freaking idiots.
Right.
I'm not a great swimmer. I just wanted to try to tan. Even though it's freezing, I could have still tanned. So I went in for like maybe 2 minutes. And I was like, yeah, I'm good, whatever.
Right.
So one of the boys brings his backpack. Puts the rental car key in it. Both the guys' wallets. His chain, the speaker.
Like all the
rental
belongings.
car key.
Right.
You see where this is going.
Right.
Everything. I put my phone, and both their phones. I put my phone under my shirt and I wrapped it in the towel.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't put anything in that bag. And the girl I was with, I think she put her phone under something, whatever. So I had one of those things on the back of my phone. You put your debit card in too.
Right.
So we come back. Where's the backpack?
Right.
Someone had stolen the backpack.
Obviously.
With the rental car key in it.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's wallet was gone. The girl I went with, her family didn't know she was in Miami. Guess who paid for everything?
Right.
The entire trip.
And the thing is, I'm so overly aware. You know this. I would never... You were the smart one because you had your phone wrapped up. Fine. But everywhere I go, I'm so freaking hyper aware. Like, I've listened to way too many crime podcasts to where I'm like, okay, like, you guys all, when you called me, so we don't skip ahead, you called me and you were like, hey, this is what happened, can't talk for long because I gotta figure this out, but like, I'm safe, I have my phone, I have my debit card, whatever. But that situation gives me so much like
Anxiety.
angst. Yeah, because it's the exact situation that I could like literally never let happen. Because I'm so, on edge all the time.
And we're dumb college kids, right? I'm a sophomore in college.
Well, you're not because you put your phone somewhere else.
Right.
But
I'm more wise than the rest, I guess. So, and then I'm walking around looking like a hooker with no top, jean shorts on. They're
49
wet.
degrees.
49 degrees. I'm wet.
Yeah.
And I have jean shorts on. I'm chafing because I'm wet and I'm in jean shorts. Walking around Miami.
I mean, to be fair, you probably weren't stuck out like a sore thumb.
No,
But
trust me, I was not.
Okay, so
that happened.
Yeah.
We fast forward. That was the trip. We get back. He breaks it off with me because apparently I'm a liar.
So, but the lying's unrelated to the trip.
Oh, I guess it was part of the trip. I missed that. How about a thank you?
Yeah,
What
well,
did I do?
because you covered everything. So
Right.
yeah, that was a while ago. So you've then since met some people, like, they don't last that long, but they're promising. And at the end of the day, like, you do have a good head on your shoulders, so you aren't going to be with somebody unless you see something there.
Right.
But you can't help but just know, and it's not just you, like look at our 20s, basically, how we're handling
yeah.
our 20s. Like, you're 23. And you spent longer in school than I did, you know, because you finished school, just to be clear. You know, you're just like enjoying life. The series of events for you were different than me because, going back to the dating, because I had that relationship with Matt so soon, it was like, that's what came first. And we figured out life together. So it might not be like under the category of dating, but we're already handling like our 20s so differently. And it's not like better or worse. It's like
just
literally just different. And I don't feel like it has to do with the generation that we're in, because we are in different generations. Like, I actually didn't know that I was a millennial.
Right, and then
I don't know what I thought I was.
I'm Gen Z.
Right.
But then we have a little sister. She's going to be 13 in June.
But she's also Gen Z.
She's also Gen Z. She's 10 years younger than me. I thought she was Gen Alpha. And they're like, what the skibbity? What's a
right,
skibbity?
the slang is definitely... So the slang is rough for me because I don't know what I thought I was. I thought maybe I was younger than millennial. I actually am like right on the cusp. So I guess, you know, whatever. But I will sit in a room with you and our younger sister, Amber, and literally have no idea what you're talking about. Like, you guys are 10 years apart, but the slang that you use with her is so worlds apart for me. Like, you might think you don't know what Amber's saying, but I don't even know what you're saying. So then when you and Amber communicate, it's like ass backwards to me. I have no idea what you're talking about. So I have a couple questions.
Oh, God. I'm here for it.
What is slay?
Slay is like, get it, queen. Like,
Okay.
yep, you did that. You ate.
Okay, no, because now we're getting into other things because you ate. Like, I don't live under a rock. Like, I've heard this stuff, but you know what's funny is I don't see anybody asking someone for a legit definition of like, oh, you ate. It's like what is that?
You ate that shit up.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Like, you did that.
Well, you did it well.
You did that.
Like, good job, you ate.
Yes. Good job. You ate and left no crumbs. Like, you did that and you left nothing behind.
I'll probably never use it, but I'd like to understand where you're coming from. And we don't know where that came from. It just existed with the generation.
I would say probably TikTok. I feel like everything comes from TikTok now.
Yeah, okay.
A lot of things stem from TikTok.
So, ate, okay, fine. Slay is just like good job. They're both meaning good job.
They both mean good job, but slay is...
They get
I
it.
think slay is classier.
Oh, okay. What's Riz?
Riz? Okay, so personally, I think this leans towards more Amber's generation. So I guess Riz is kind of like flirt.
What?
I could be totally wrong, but
Oh, so you don't like actually know either.
my interpretation of it, I don't say Riz.
Yeah, I know.
Amber says
But
Riz.
Amber says it.
So my interpretation would be like Riz, like rhythm. Like if you're dancing, it's like, oh, you have Riz, but to
I
me,
feel like, yeah, that makes sense.
like rhythm. However, but when you're like, are you a good flirt? Like, do you have game? Like that's, I think that's
'cause
my
that's like
interpretation
two
of it.
different things.
Like, do you have game?
Like for flirting.
That's my
Like on
interpretation.
Love Island when they're like, you have banter.
Yes.
I really do wish sometimes that I lived like in the UK because their slang and accent, I love it.
I do like accents.
But I'm also biased because I'm obsessed with Love Island. So there's that. But I just love watching it, and it just sounds so nice. And I like the word banter. And I feel like that's the thing, like, why can people just come up with whatever words they want? Because why can't I just start saying banter and it become a thing?
You could.
I mean, like, I kind of have said it and it hasn't become a thing.
Because it's more of like a UK thing.
That's true. I'm copying what already exists. I'm not making up something.
It's funny that you say banter, because I said banter at work yesterday.
Oh.
So that's
yeah,
weird.
so maybe, like,
Maybe you just
someone
started
heard me
something.
say it and it's like a thing now.
Right. Any more questions about your slang?
Yeah, the last one I had, and I don't know if you're going to know the answer, is a de-influencer.
No.
You don't know?
That's an Amber question. I think I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so
I just
when
saw that
Amber
on TikTok
when
yesterday.
Amber's on, I'm going to come up with more like challenging slang, like really get in there. But you say slay and ate the most, so I just had to clarify
We had
that.
to address that.
Another thing that I feel is so like similar but different
Yes.
for us, maybe
Yes.
more so different, is the going out lifestyle. Like, what does going out look like?
Going out?
Yeah, tell me.
Okay. So I work like 80 hours a week. So when I'm not at work, or if it's a weekend, I love to go out with my friends and I like to have some beverages. I don't think that's wrong. It's just what I like to do.
And it's like a bar, and then you usually go to a place after to dance.
It's a bar. It could even consist of 2 bars before you get to this dancing place.
Right. You could bar hop. You could go out later, go to a bar, but you always end up
We always
dancing.
end up at this one place.
And you're doing the Ubers to and from the whole 9 yards. Like, if you go out, that's what you're doing. You're Ubering. You're having enough drinks, like, obviously, to
have a
need to
DD.
Uber. Yeah, and then you're dancing.
Yep.
Got it. Which I also love to do, because we've been out and we've done that a few times.
Yes, we have.
And because I just, like, love the dancing. But I think it's so funny how my, like, ideal night out has changed, because we've been to 2 trivia nights now.
I can say I am definitely, like, integrating things during the week. Like, I don't just go out on the weekend. I am fun. I am fun, believe it or not. I like to go to Trivia Tuesday. There's also Trivia Wednesday. Thursdays, there's music bingo. Mondays, there's music bingo somewhere too.
Right.
You can literally have something to do every night of the week.
Yes.
Possibilities are endless.
And my point more so is that that's in addition.
Correct.
Yeah. That's like my time to shine. Those trivia nights are that's it for me.
But
like,
you
again, we also, like, I'll go out, but, life's different now, and you got to get a sitter and all that. But
we lived very different lives.
well, I also think that it is solely age-based, because I did what you do when I was your age.
Yes, and I think that it's also the time of the life that you're in. The life.
Yeah. Like the stage of life.
Yes, that's what I was looking for. You have the most gorgeous baby. And who wants to leave their gorgeous baby?
Yeah,
Ever?
it's also like, it's not like the mentality of, I did it, got it out of my system, like, whatever. But yeah, it is just like it's a different stage of life. I will say it doesn't have to be trivia. I'm just over here, like, ranting about trivia.
Yes,
But
we did get second place last week.
yeah, like, we slayed.
Did slay. We ate that and left no crumbs. We ate that.
I
food.
actually can't even say that, because I didn't eat everything.
Oh my gosh.
I did leave crumbs.
We did
But-
leave crumbs.
No, I just think it's so funny, because I took it so seriously when we got there, and I was like, I'm I'm in it. Like, we're not cheating. We're not going to be those people. Okay, and bear with me because I'm not like a cheater.
Are you going to expose us?
No, I'm saying that I'm not a cheater. However, there was cheating. I thought it was so funny because I was like so determined to not. And then all of a sudden I got so mad because there was something that I knew that I knew. So I didn't feel like it was cheating to be like, "Hey Siri," and ask the question.
It's definitely relatable. But we did cheat.
It's definitely cheating.
They're going to find this and they're going to know.
No, they don't.
Allowed back.
They don't know where we're talking about. I feel like it was one of the funniest moments ever because your Siri doesn't work when you talk to it.
No, my Siri.
For whatever reason.
Bitch.
Yeah, for whatever reason, your Siri isn't popping up when you say Siri. Mine does. So I am sitting there trying to pretend that I'm talking to you while I'm saying the words, "Hey Siri," and asking the question to my phone. But your Siri actually hears you better than mine does, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I can get mine up, but she's not.
When I realized, basically, long story short, when I realized what she was trying to do, I just picked up my phone and started typing.
No, yes, but what happened, to clarify? Because we skipped over some things, like we were in the final round at this point. I had like fact checked myself. Okay, and to be fair, the wrong thing popped up. So we said like,
It was North American territory.
no, it
That
was
was wrong.
American heritage. But the answer was like Scotland or something. Like my Siri just didn't hear what I was saying. So I'm yelling at her like over the music while pretending that I'm talking to you, while simultaneously being pissed because I'm cheating when I didn't want to, but it was like for good reason in my mind because I knew it. I just didn't know it in the moment.
Right.
So then, picture this, you're at our table and she's like, "Oh, I'll do my Siri," but she has to touch her phone. And there's like a no phone touching rule while you're playing trivia. So she picks up her phone.
It's 2025. They can't expect that.
So she picks up her phone and presses the button. And I said, "Well, now that you have your phone in your hands, just look it up because it already looks like you're looking at
It
the answer."
already looks up.
So we did, but at the end of the day, my ideal night out is like trivia night, a margarita or two. Like, it's literally perfect. Or like a cute dinner somewhere. Still like drinking involved. It's just like the environment looks different. Not to say that I don't like to have those nights out with you. It's not that. It's just like, oh, if I only have one night, this is what I'm doing, and that's what you're doing.
And we do enjoy the piano bar.
Oh my gosh, that going to a piano bar is so fun.
It's so fun. You feel like you're in paradise, but you're just on the strip of the city.
Yeah, that one specifically, because there's a piano bar that has like a tiki theme to it, or tiki vacation theme, and all of their cups are like tropical, like you feel like you're at a resort. So it's so fun. And it just puts you like in this mood. But also, like, when you go to a piano bar, the people are so talented.
Absolutely.
Like, they blow my mind. Even on my bachelorette, we did this like dueling piano place. And they're just all like, you can't do that stuff if you're not. Well, actually, it was dueling pianos at the place that we went to. And we like kept putting song requests in, but we didn't know that if you didn't send in money with the request, they don't play your song.
Yeah, we requested WAP, and they had the audacity not to play it. Could you imagine on the piano?
And then you went another night and you said they were doing it.
Yeah.
So it actually wasn't that wild of a request.
I guess it wasn't. We'll have to go crazier next time.
It was just because we didn't like, which I understand, like we didn't like slip a 10 in there or something. They were like...
I can sing that for free.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't necessarily there to hear you sing it.
I can sing it for free. We don't need to slip them a 10.
Yeah. They are running a business, though. But honestly, that's a really, really fun night out. Something like that. But you know what's funny is I think, like, what will Amber be like? Because she's so cool.
Amber is the coolest out of all of us, actually.
So Amber will be 13 this year, just so everybody knows. Yes, same parents, because we get that question all the time.
Yes, we all have the same parents.
We all have the same parents. One good one bad one. That's all I have to say about that for now. But
Valid.
I wonder, like, what Amber's gonna be like a whiskey drinker. Like,
Yeah,
she's gonna be
is.
fucking cool.
Going back to that whole parent thing, we will get into this in a later episode. However, I just think it's so funny how I went from being a girl who didn't know what daddy issues were ever, because we'll get into this, so, like, brainwashed.
Right.
And now, like, when did I become a girl with daddy issues?
You know what's funny, though? You can swing this all the way back to dating, is, like, I think we all have it.
Mm-hmm.
However, because I met Matt before all the stuff happened, that was it. He was with me. I didn't have to date
it's
having daddy issues.
It is crazy.
It's wild out there to start, and then to add the layer of you not even being able to navigate it how you would, like, if our history wasn't our history, really sucks. And I feel like Amber's young enough that we can shield her, bring her back.
Yeah, we can shield her.
She won't be scarred when it comes to dating.
No. But going back to what we were saying, she's going to be like whiskey, scotch, Jack and Coke on the rocks.
Yeah, stuff I can't do.
Yeah, she's definitely, we're predicting her whole drinking future here.
Okay,
However,
this makes me think, though, because I'm watching, I love, like, the sitcoms like King of Queens and The Office and Friends and all that good stuff. Like, Phoebe, Rachel, and Monica, you always picture yourself as one, obviously. Right. And I've come to figure out which you, Amber, and I are.
Do tell.
Because
we talked about it, maybe.
We have, but I have, like, a definite answer. Mm-hmm. Because I lived life always feeling like I was a Rachel. The clothes and I don't know, maybe not the attitude, but just the overall caring about the fashion and work ethic and whatever. Well, I don't think many things excite me more than, like, a clean house or finding a new way to clean something or having Matt come home and notice that I cleaned something. Need I say more? There are so many reasons why I'm, like, a true Monica.
You are.
And I never thought I wanted to be that. At first, I was like,
Monica.
Crap. I'm, like, so, like, now I'm like, that's me. Mm-hmm. And so I don't need to give many more examples because you know me, but I'm literally Monica.
Yes, and you would use the good china. Tell everyone not to touch it. That would
for anybody that watches Friends,
that
I've grown into it, though. And maybe, like, to some friends, some of my friends, I would be someone different. But, like, to my core, yeah, like, I think. So, Monica, done. You and Amber are definitely not Monica, so that's great.
No.
But you are Phoebe.
I am Phoebe?
You are. And I've thought about this because Amber feels like she's a Phoebe. Mm-hmm. She's not.
This is something we talk about.
Because we're all like bubbly, But you are so, I don't know, I feel like Phoebe is so free and, like, extra bubbly. Mm-hmm. And almost just like down for anything. She will be behind you. She will.
I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah, and I feel like the floating from like topic to topic. Again, we all share a little bit of that, but I feel like personality-wise, you're fun, you're free, you're like going with the flow. Again, coming into adulthood, you're just Phoebe. Like you were a Rachel, you're a Phoebe, and that's it.
I was a Rachel, and I felt like I was a Rachel for a long time, and now I can see a Phoebe.
I'm here to tell you that you're just Phoebe.
And
Amber.
as my guidance in life.
Oh God.
You need to tell me that.
Okay, well, don't let it go to your head because she's like the best one. But
Thank you.
Amber is like to a T Rachel because she's so freaking cool.
I know.
She's
Amber
just
really is.
that cool, collected. That's the word. She's collected. She always looks cute.
She is grounded.
Yes.
Like, she is the most grounded one.
And funny. And like the witty comments. Like she's just
slick.
Yeah.
She's slick.
Yeah, she just has it all going on. She's like what we want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's who I want to be when I grow up. But I already grew up and I found out that I'm Monica.
I know. She's supposed to want to be like us, but we want to be like her.
No, I know.
So
she's so cool. But I do feel like given our age gaps, you had brought this up before, we all lived literally different lives. Like she's gonna be 13 and she's been living with just mom and the dog for literally ever. And she's probably felt like an only child, obviously with the support and love of us, but literally like if you picture the household, she's living as an only child.
Absolutely.
And she's doing so well.
It's the age gaps. And then it's funny because she has friends over all the time. She has so many friends. Mm-hmm. She has friends over all the time. And her close friends, I feel like sometimes we play the big sister, but we're also the auntie and second and third moms to her as well. But the kids her age, like we're sisters, but she finds that connection more with them, like that sisterly bond, because of what they're going through currently. They've already lived through all that. I don't know. I feel like we support her and we have that guidance, but sometimes she needs someone her age to relate to.
Totally. And at the end of the day, we are her sisters. Mm-hmm. I mean,
obviously. Look at all of us. Well, insert a picture of her here.
No, I know. We're literally spitting image of each other. But I feel like my childhood growing up, I was also an only child for 5.5 years. Do I remember it? No. But that's a good chunk of time to be alone. And then came you. Mm-hmm. And you had your childhood, and you were always a little sister. Mm-hmm. You know? Always. I mean, and as far as I can remember, I was always an older sister. And that was like our identity. And so it's so funny to think like, you know, Amber might roll her eyes because we're like telling her what to do or what not to do or what we would do. But at the end of the day, she'll like grow to appreciate that. Oh, yeah. Like you said, we're just not on the same like level or going through things at the same time.
And she's definitely maturing. She is definitely more mature.
Yeah, she's so cool.
Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you. So yesterday, typical, I was in TJ Maxx, and I run into 2 girls that were not so nice to Amber.
Oh, like in the past, like in school?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know how much willpower I had to have? I had to remember that these girls are 12.
Well, yeah, we're just protective.
And then they wanted to act like they weren't friends, and then you're at TJ Maxx together. That's like a pretty sacred place. TJ Maxx,
like
Marshalls.
they were acting like they weren't friends with each other.
Yes, and they were at TJ Maxx together. Mm-hmm. So I called Amber.
Like, what's the status?
What is going on here? She goes, you're kidding. Mm-hmm. And one of them still acts like her friend. The other one is just terrible. So I told her, I said I would cut that. She goes, yeah, I was already planning on it. Like, she's so smart, she doesn't even need to listen to us half the time.
Yeah.
We just like to put our 2 cents in.
It is different, though. It is crazy how different kids that age are. Like, I was not how she is at 12. And again, not for better or for worse. It's just different. Like, I respect so much that she just doesn't care, like, what other people think. I mean, to an extent, everybody does. But she's just more mature than I was.
I think that when you were her age, you had, like, kind of the Ashley Tisdale throwback cami with the undershirt and everything. And then I had the tomboy look. I had the headband. I had...
No, every day.
You could have assumed my sexuality back then. However, I proved everyone wrong.
No, because when you say headband... This is not, like, me from my headband bin, like, making a coordinating, like, outfit, finishing off with an actual headband. You were, like, sports, like, the headbands that were a continuous circle. Not, like, a cute headband.
Nothing was cute.
What do you call that? The stretchy stuff?
Yes, it's grippy. It was the grippies.
Yeah,
and you would, like...
Yeah.
And then, or pre-wrap.
That's what it was.
I never wore the pre-wrap. And Dad wanted me to be like everybody else. And
no, I literally have pictures of you, like, you wouldn't know where your hairline was because you just constantly wore those, like, sweatpants.
Yeah, up here. The skinny little headbands with
God
the
your
grippies
hair
on
didn't
them.
suffer from it.
I know, right? And then... Like, it's so funny because you would see me at field day, and there's pictures of me, like, playing kickball with everything, and then you have the girls in the back, and they're like...
Yeah. Well, I mean,
But she'll never experience it.
But one thing I don't think has changed is how, like, mean girls can be in school. You know, it's unfortunate. Change. Yeah, I mean, it's human nature, right? And it's, like, it's gonna happen, but I feel like... the world's not getting any better in terms of that. I mean, you have adults that can't even be nice to each other for one reason or another. So at least then, I feel like when I was in school and, you know, I'd get bullied and I'd come home and be really upset, it wasn't like I came home and Mom would say, yeah, like, I experienced that too. Or like, oh, here's my example. Or like... It was just something that happened, like, oh, you know, you're in school, they're just jealous, and you'll grow up.
Right, and I feel like a big part of actually what I tell Amber, which is what I was told differently growing up, was, like, oh, you're jealous, whatever. I tell Amber, yeah, they could be jealous of you, however, you never know what they're going through at home. Like, there's so many other perspectives to it now.
True.
Like, that kid, they don't have to have divorced parents. Their parents could be together, have a terrible marriage. They could be having things going on at home. I tell Amber that almost every week, multiple times a week, when she's complaining about this person did this. I'm like, okay, well, ever think about their home life?
Well, true, but she's tougher. And the way that she'll complain about it was even different than the way we would. We would come and feel, like, helpless about it because the girls were, like, so mean. And I mean, to some extent, I guess everybody's always going through something, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like something's got to give, but at the same time, it's also just like this weird culture when it comes to middle school, high school, whatever. There's always going to be bullies. There's always going to be people that are victims of it, and it grows character, I guess. Sometimes it's, like, out of hand, but at the end of the day, if it can stay surface level for the most part, like... We're all gonna be fine. And you know what's crazy? After having a daughter, you know, it's wild to think, like, I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that.
If she comes to Auntie about her problems, Auntie's showing up at the school. You won't even need to worry about it, so don't worry.
No, it's crazy to think that anyone, you know, and this is how everybody thinks about their kid, I'm sure, unless they know that their kid's a little shit. I feel like you look at your child and you just think, how could anyone be mean to you? Granted, you know, she's 2, so she's just so, like, not in that environment.
Right.
But you do. I can imagine that it's really tough on the parent side to see your kid go through that. On the flip side, if Callie ever was on the, giving end of bullying, not receiving, it would be like, she would never hear it would be completely unacceptable.
Correct.
And nipped in the bud. So that's why I just don't understand why growing up or even now in school, how people can be so rotten. And you're right. You don't know what's going on at home.
I will tell you, it's definitely a lack of parenting. People don't know how to parent their kids anymore. They stick an iPad in front of them. They let them have the TikToks, in which my little sister is not allowed to have TikTok. However, they let them have the TikToks. They let them early on Instagram. All these things. You open them up to a whole new world. And I remember when I was 10, 11, and I was sneaking Instagram and following my sister's friends and this, that, and the third. It wasn't as dangerous of a world as it is now. Right. You have AI. You have all these things. Did you know that they can call you? So they can get your voice and they can call you and act like they're somebody else.
Yeah, I saw this commercial and it was these two parents in a theater, and it was their daughter came up on the screen and they were like, hey, it's so-and-so. And this girl was like Callie's age at home, but AI had generated this older version of her. And so her parents were in the theater and was like, hey, it's me, and AI generated this from the pictures that you posted on whatever. And
oh, that's cute.
Yeah, I mean, no, it was creepy because it was saying how, like, you can take the pictures that you post.
Oh, I thought they were doing it to be like, oh, this is how.
No, it was
wrong.
more on the it was more on the creepy side. And that's getting into a whole other aspect of how things are so different from when we were kids to where she is now. Because when we got our first phone, I had like a Razor flip phone.
Yeah, I had the swipe up keyboard.
Envy, I think it was called.
Is it?
I think it was the Envy. And then the Voyager like flipped open. The Razor was obviously the Razor, which they came out with a new one now that had like touch screens on it, but it like looked like the old Razor. Kind of creepy, but cool. And then that was the Envy. But yeah, like we couldn't do obviously what Amber can do on her phone. And it's not even like it would be her fault if she landed on something, right, inappropriate, or if not inappropriate, just something that she shouldn't be on at 12 years old. So
did you know? We all know Omegle. Omegle got canceled.
Omegle. That's the one where you
tap through,
like the video.
Yeah, it's video chatting, but you can like stop at any time and click to the next person, and that's where all the predators go. You go
online, and someone pops up, and you can flip through people, but it's all like a Zoom, and you can just like leave whenever you want.
And it's one person at a time.
But we had like, I had freaking AIM. I didn't have. Yeah, but was that video?
So Uvu is actually how I met my best friend to this day. That's how Alex and I met.
Aww.
We met on Uvu. It was wicked late at night, and we were on a chat with like 6 different people, and then it ended up just being her and I being the little rebels we were at 12:30 at night when we had school. And I don't know how mom and dad didn't hear me, but we go on that all night, every night. And it was much safer because you had friend people on it. Mm-hmm. But I had Uvu. I had Kik.
I actually remember Kik.
I had Uvu. I
didn't know that's how you and Alex met. I love that.
That is how we met.
And the rest is history.
Yep.
Spoiler alert, I love Abby's bestie.
Yes. We love each other. We vacation pretty much. We have vacationed every year together.
Aww.
In the summer since we were I want to say 16.
Well, she's the best. And now she comes and hangs, like you'll be working and she'll
And
just
she
come
just
and hang
comes.
out, and she's babysat Callie, and it's so cool how you like create your own family. But yeah, so to sum that up, I feel like it's wild how different social media was, because like I had a phone. What even is social media? And then there was MySpace. I missed out on that. So I came around like with Facebook.
Yeah.
And then there was Instagram. Like it wasn't anything like this. And you didn't have to worry about like, I mean, I'm sure you had to worry about people getting your information or using it in whatever way.
But now you have TikTok Shop, which can get swiped at any second. But the difference is I feel like Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, all those things for you were very important. I have never had Facebook. I have never had Twitter. I don't even think a Tumblr is a thing anymore.
No,
but
I don't
my
think so.
big three now, my big three growing up, well, it used to be Musical.ly, but Musical.ly turned into TikTok,
Right.
Snapchat, Instagram. Like, I feel like not a lot of people talk about Twitter anymore. And when they're trying to FBI someone, they use Facebook.
And Twitter's now X.
Is it?
Yeah, because Elon Musk owns it.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
So he made it X. So it's a lot better now because it's not censored. You know, it was like very political before, and like things were getting censored that Twitter didn't, or Meta or whatever, didn't want out. So now it's kind of like the opposite.
And Meta is on Instagram now. And Instagram is now linked to Facebook.
Well, Meta is, it's
Right?
like all of it, yeah.
I don't understand.
Well,
It makes me want to delete
another
it all.
episode I'll give you a little lesson on it all. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I guess that makes me old school too. Like now that I have the podcast, I use TikTok, and you know, it's great. But I've mainly always been on like Instagram and Facebook, like most people my age.
You are a huge Instagram reeler.
That's
something we
love
differ in.
doing the reels. I love doing the reels, and that'll be something else we'll have to talk about another time too, is like how fun the trends can be and stuff. Because I love it. I mean, it's fun for me to make those like little, it's fun.
It's super fun. I just got into TikToking again. I was a scroller for a couple months, but now I'm making like my own stuff. And I actually thought I was going viral, no big deal. Got like 91 likes in 9 minutes, and then I
Well, I'm also the guilty one of you sending me like hundreds of videos and just like not watching them.
Well, the funny thing is, I send you hundreds of videos on TikTok and you never watch them. And then you send me like 100 reels on Instagram. And I never watch them. But the funny thing is, I would watch them, but then you'll post a story and I'll reply to it, and then I'll open the messages, and then it's not intentional.
Right. No, the only time it would ever get annoying is if you sent me something that I sent you, and I would be like, really?
Really? So you backstabbing bitch.
Yeah.
You didn't even watch it.
So your homework is to watch your reels that I send you, and my homework is to watch the TikToks that you send me.
Right. I'm going to go home right now and watch them.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on again.
Thank you.
And I know that we've teased a couple times about family drama and getting into that, and we will absolutely do that. I mean, probably next time. I feel like we've played enough with the crowd.
We've introduced ourselves enough that I feel like we can reveal all the juice.
Yeah, they've seen our fun side. Now we can cry.
Now we can shed some tears, if you will.
No, but it's going to be great. So
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. So thank you for being here with Abby and I. We just love you, and thank you so much for your support. So thank you for joining us today, where there's a lot to say, a lot to do, and a whole lot of Alexis.